It's time for us to have a real discussion about race, a real discussion about the facts, a real discussion about the intent and purpose of Planned Parenthood.
In March, thousands of Americans listened and watched in horror a YouTube video of a man posing as a racist calling Planned Parenthood wanting to give money for black abortions only. We were shocked when we heard the Director of Development from the Idaho Planned Parenthood, Autumn Kersey, laugh and say, understandable, understandable, when the man said that less black kids, the better. We were disgusted when the Ohio Planned Parenthood Administrative Assistant, Lisa Hutton, said in response to the man's statement that there were way too many black people in Ohio, for whatever reason, we, being Planned Parenthood, will accept the money. These videos would have made Planned Parenthood's founder, Margaret Sanger, pleased with how her organization has carried out her eugenic legacy. Margaret Sanger wrote to her colleague, Dr. Clarence Gamble, on December 19, 1939, and I quote, "We should hire 3 or 4 colored ministers, preferably with social service backgrounds and with engaging personalities. The most successful approach to the Negro is through religious appeal. We don't want the word to get out that we want to exterminate the Negro population. And the minister is the man who can straighten that idea if ever occurs to any of their more rebellious members." End quote. I know that Ms. Sanger would be pleased if she saw Planned Parenthood up today. Planned Parenthood is the largest provider of abortions in the U.S. African American women make up only 17% of live births. However, they make up 36% of all abortions. Planned Parenthood is not an organization that cares about helping women and children.
What can you do? It's time for leaders and office holders in both political parties to stand up and say no more. As Planned Parenthood announces its plans to spend $10 million in this election, most of it on congressional races, we, the undersigned, demand that all candidates in both parties return Planned Parenthood's dollars immediately. Right. We call on all candidates and heads of political parties to condemn Planned Parenthood's racist business practices and return every cent of any Planned Parenthood money contributed to their campaigns. Additionally, Congress absolutely must open an immediate oversight investigation into the business practices of abortion, just as Congress has investigated the business practices of other industries. Did you know that more than $300 million of that money was given to this organization last year by you and me? Planned Parenthood received more than $300 million of our tax dollars in federal funding. They also received millions in public donations, not to mention the millions in blood money from dismembering the bodies of innocent children. $300 million could have provided housing and shelter for these Americans. Many of our elderly can't afford prescription drugs. They need to stay vital, independent, and healthy. $300 million could help provide some of those drugs or help relieve the spiraling medical costs. I am here today to say the buck must stop here.
You know, the reason I'm here today is that we still in this country hold these truths to be self-evident. That all men, and that means everybody, are created equal and endowed by their Creator, by God Himself, with certain unalienable rights. That among these are life, first of all, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Protect those foundational rights for everyone, whether they're old, whether they're young, whether they're unborn, whether they're poor, whether they're rich, whether they're black, whether they're white. Whatever they are, in America, everybody is a child of God and deserves to be protected.
Listen, we're here to talk about race because Planned Parenthood has made abortion about race. We're here to talk about race because clinics in Ohio, New Mexico, Idaho, and Oklahoma have been caught, have been captured on tape, willing to take money earmarked to dismember African American children. So indeed, it's time to talk about race. Now, it's time to talk about race when Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, NAACP, Urban League, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton wanted a fading cowboy to be fired off of some vain attempt at African American satire, but yet have remained silent on the evidence of blatant racist bigotry acts by Planned Parenthood. Jesse Jackson, I want you to call Al Sharpton. I want you to call NAACP, Urban League. We want to call for a boycott on Planned Parenthood. Yes, you called it in other places, until these racist allegations come to an amenable conclusion, Jesse. Al, let's have a boycott. Let's demand, you need to be on the air tonight, demanding the firing of these employees, indeed, or else you owe Mr. Imus an apology.
It's a genocide upon black Americans. Since the early 70s, over 16 million, according to the CDC, 16 million black babies have been murdered inside the black woman's womb. Every day, before you go to bed tonight, over 1,500 black babies would have been murdered inside the black woman's womb. This is evil, this is wrong, and then we're not going to stop until we end abortion in the black community. It is time. It is now.
I want to tell you that I am a mad black woman. Right. When I was 26 years old, I had an abortion in this building that we are standing on today. So you can, I want to just, words cannot say how angry I am, how ignorant I was then, but I thank God for coming to the truth, to the knowledge of the truth. I've been in this pro-life movement for a while, and after aborting my second baby in this facility, I'll never forget the day I walked into this building and a counselor said to me, "We're going to make all of your problems go away. We're going to take care of that problem for you. And today, after today, you won't have to worry about that problem." She was talking about my child, my legacy, my inheritance, and I am an angry black woman. I remember as a director of a crisis pregnancy center, hearing a young woman's cry in the lobby of a crisis pregnancy center in Virginia. And I didn't know where the sound was coming from. I walked up to her and I said, "Baby, what is wrong?" She said, "I can still hear my baby's heartbeat." And I remember sitting down with her and just beginning to cry because I ached for my own children that I had aborted right here in this planned pregnancy facility. A lie is a lie. I don't care how you dress it up and how you disguise it. A lie is a lie. There have been lies told here across America and millions of Planned Parenthood facilities across this country. A lie. We are tired of being targeted. We are tired of being called weeds. And enough is enough. The buck does stop here. If we don't stop abortion in the African American community, we will not have a generation to come.
Planned Parenthood, guess what? Your secret is out.
Jesse Jackson, I want you to call Al Sharpton. I want you to call NAACP, Urban League. We want to call for a boycott on Planned Parenthood.